Well, that's it, folks. Not quite. Let's go into a little more detail in the remaining minutes. First off, I'm Rob Walters, and I welcome you to Rob's Oxford channel. I've been a guide here in Oxford for over a decade and have written a number of books about my city. Nowadays, I mostly work for the Bodleian Library as a guide. I thought it was about time that I made a video which attempts to answer the most common questions that visitors and prospective students have come up with about Oxford University and its colleges during my years of guiding. Will it tell you everything? Not really. After all, this fascinating subject is almost bottomless, but it will give you a good start with pointers to more. Well, in Oxford, of course. Yes, but where in Oxford? That's a tad more difficult because it's everywhere in the city, but nowhere in particular. There is no campus. In some ways, central Oxford is the university, with a few shops and pubs and offices squeezed between the many buildings that make it up. However, let's have a quick look at just a few of the more notable locations. Here's Radcliffe Square, with the Radcliffe camera at the centre, the University Church to the south, and All Souls and Brasenose College on each side of it. And here's the Sheldonian Theatre, where students begin and end their stay at Oxford. Behind that are the oldest buildings of Oxford University, including the Divinity School and the Old Schools Quad, topped by the original Bodleian Library. By the way, Old Schools Quad was the university from the 17th to the 19th century, but that campus, if we can call it that, did not include the colleges, of course. Here in the High Street is the oldest of the 39 colleges, University College. And in Broad Street we have Balliol, the second oldest college, and here's Merton, the third. There is no one date for the beginning of Oxford University. In fact, there was teaching here as early as 1096, and there was an ancient college, St George's, in the castle area, but that's long gone. However, the university was well established by the end of the 12th century, making it the third oldest in Europe. In those days, it did not have buildings of its own, but existed in the Church of St Mary the Virgin, still usually known as the University Church. The move away from the church building began in the late 15th century with the opening of the Divinity School, and ended when the Sheldonian Theatre, the building where students matriculate and graduate, was completed in 1669. At first, students resided with a master in halls. The first college, University College, was founded in 1249, and many were to follow through the centuries, culminating in the establishment of Reuben College, the 39th, in 2022. The university and the colleges had very strong ties with religion right up until 1871, and in the following year the first ladies' college, Lady Margaret Hall, was founded. Nowadays all colleges are mixed. Oxford University's job is to educate graduate and postgraduate students, plus it also does a heck of a lot of research into a broad range of subjects. It is a state university, but a great deal of its funding is also derived from foreign student fees and research grants. The university itself is divided up into 4 academic divisions. Their various buildings are dotted around the city, but much of humanities is soon to come together in the Schwarzman building, under construction in the Radcliffe Observatory Quarter, which already contains the modern Mathematical Institute and the recently established Blavatnik School of Government. There is a Chancellor who is appointed for life and is not paid. It's currently Chris Patton. His job is predominantly ceremonial. Amongst other things, he oversees the presentation of honorary degrees at an annual event called Insignia. The person with the real power is the Vice-Chancellor, who holds office for 7 years. He or she is supported by a number of pro-Vice-Chancellors. who look after the many activities of the university, from education and research through to gardens. It has two major management committees, congregation and council. How does it work, and what's the difference between university and college? Let's start with the 39 independent colleges. Much to the surprise of many visitors, traditional colleges do not specialise. In brief, a college is where the students eat, sleep, play, pray, read and have their tutorials. Eating takes place in the dining hall, and the one shown is that of Christ Church, the hall which was copied for the Harry Potter films, so many people have seen that particular example. Note the high table and the communal seating for students. The accommodation for sleeping is quite varied from college to college. Some have enough rooms for all students in all years. Others have outside accommodation, and in some cases older students may live in digs, accommodation that they find for themselves. Playing. Well, there's a bar, of course, but all colleges also have a sports field, usually outside of the city centre. Many have boathouses on the River Thames, and colleges compete against each other twice annually in rowing, trying to become the head of the river. Praying. Nearly all the colleges have a chapel, and very attractive they are too, but their importance has declined since compulsory daily attendance was abolished in 1871. Each college has a library, of course, but the big library is in the university itself. This leaves tutorials, perhaps the most defining function. Tutors work for colleges and are experts in their subjects. Students see their tutors in very small groups and write essays for them each week. By the way, a few of the more recent colleges are for graduates only. These colleges do specialise. Green Templeton is an example. It concentrates on medicine and business. Meanwhile, All Souls College is very different from them all. It is entered by a competitive examination, and all members are fellows of the college. What's left for the university to do? Plenty. It supplies the lectures, the lecture theatres, the laboratories, music rooms, and so on. It sets the major exams, marks them, and awards the degrees. It also manages the Grand Central Library, the Bodleian, with its massive collection of some 13 million books, plus a wide range of reading rooms, including the Radcliffe Camera. The university has beautiful gardens known as the University Parks, which also contain the cricket fields in which the university cricket team competes with Cambridge and the county cricket teams. The University Rowing 8 also competes against Cambridge each year in a race which is held on the Thames in London. How do you get in as a student? Undergraduates fill in the normal UCAS form. You would normally select a college that you wish to attend and can visit the colleges to help you make your choice. But don't worry, this is not essential. You can make an open application. There may well be tests and possibly written work via essays, and then in the December of your year of application you may get an interview. This will probably be with the college of your choice plus one other. Don't be disheartened if you are not accepted. For every student who does get in, roughly 6 do not. Need more detail? Just follow the link shown on the screen. In 2023, there were 26,000 students at Oxford University. About half were undergraduates and the rest graduates. The largest college with regards full-time students was Keble, with 996 students, and the smallest, Nuffield. The most popular undergraduate subject was medicine, followed by law, then history, then PPE. That's politics, philosophy and economics. Where do the students come from? In 2023, students arrived from over 160 countries. About half were from the UK. Of those from other countries, the highest number were from the USA, followed by China, then Germany. Of the UK undergraduates, nowadays most are from state schools. How many people work for the university and what do they do? Excluding those who work solely for colleges, the headcount for staff in 2022 was just under 15,000. Of those, about 2,000 were academics, 5,000 worked in research, and the rest were in support and such. Breaking those figures down by university department, you can see that medical science is the largest and humanities the smallest. Is the university successful, and if so, how? It is, and how. Oxford University has been rated top university in the world for the years up to and including 2022. Want to see how that rating is done? Have a look at my Rob's Oxford video. Oxford University, top university in the world. Which is the top college? Obviously the question can be rebuffed by asking, what do you mean by best? However, if you mean which college does best when rated by exam results, then my Rob's Oxford video, the 3 top colleges of Oxford University, has the answer averaged over a number of years. The Norrington table listed Merton as the top college in 2021. Who are the most famous ex-students? There are so many to choose from, but I will end this video with a select few from my personal Oxford Hall of Fame. Oh, and before I go, don't forget to subscribe to my Rob's Oxford channel. Plenty more to come.